Hello, and how lucky you are to join me on Tea with Leigh, the show where we drink and spill the tea with me, Leigh Joel Scott, famous actor. And I've been getting quite a few DMs asking, is that really your full name? And the answer is, of course, I'll show you my birth certificate. Unless, of course, you're the IRS, in which case my real name is Skylar Gisondo. Now, today on the show, I've got a very special friend with whom I share an equally terrible memory, because neither of us can recall how we met. Maybe it was in another life, on another spiritual plane, beyond time and space, where we signed soul contracts to reconnect and share beautiful memories together in this precious physical life. Or maybe at an alcohol-infused, celebrity-riddled holiday party. Neither of us can know for sure, but we know it's one of those. On the show today, we've got the marvelous, mystical, and very talented Taylor Blackwell, and she submitted that bio for me to read. You'd know Taylor from Resident Alien, NCIS, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, or Magic City. Taylor is a hard-working actor, a writer, a musician, and an artist. So if you want to see a goth teenager on television, hear heartbreaking and hilarious songs about how French men can ruin your life, or you need handmade tarot cards, Taylor Blackwell is your one-stop shop. And to hammer home just how forgetful I am, Taylor and I recorded this episode on Zoom, and I completely forgot to record her separate audio track. So if the content of this episode doesn't make you severely uncomfortable, the audio quality certainly will. So grit your teeth, pop the kettle on, and settle in for a fantastic episode of Tea with Leigh, if I do say so myself. Please welcome Taylor Blackwell.
Hi, Taylor Blackwell. Welcome to Tea with Leigh. How's
Oh
that?
man,
Do you
I
even
need
have tea?
I drank tea 20 minutes ago. So
What?
it's in my system right now.
So it's like it's with us more like spiritually than
Yes,
anything.
it's in the room.
But I can feel it with us. I can.
Yeah.
Do you believe in ghosts?
I do-ish. Not
Ish?
yeah, like I believe in energy and spirits but I don't think ghosts are like haunting the place necessarily.
You don't think there's an old Victorian woman like slamming cupboards in your kitchen?
Definitely not in my kitchen because I live in a new building. But
Right.
actually my old apartment, which was built in 1929,
Oh,
that definitely had some energy.
very
I think there
nice.
was ghosts. Yeah.
Well, probably. I have a niece that sees ghosts. And
Really?
you know, it's crazy. They built I was always surprised with new buildings. I was like, "Well, that's sad. There's no ghosts." There should be like new ghosts, like people people who died like 40 minutes ago should be haunting sort of a new build that are like, "Oh my god, I left the stove on and my Instagram's gonna die." But like I want those like us ghosts. I asked my niece, and I'll not name my niece. I don't know if my niece wants everyone to know that she sees ghosts, so, you know, for fear of being locked away. But, as someone who believes her, I'll also be there with her. But she said in the house that she moved into with her parents, she saw, like, ghosts in that new building.
It's
But
possible.
it's
I
possible.
I mean, the building I used to live in, I definitely felt an energy of people from long ago, but also
Oh.
there had been there had been people who had passed away in the
Oh,
building
in the
in more recent years.
oh.
So that's possible too, that maybe even though it was an old building, maybe there were some newer souls that were
Some fresh ghosts.
Yeah.
Hot off the presses. Please
Yeah.
welcome Mrs. Lipschnitz from downstairs.
Mhm.
Oh, he hates the garbage truck. Uh, I really, dove straight into ghosts, but we'll get more into spirituality because you have an oracle deck, but that's a spoiler alert.
Yeah.
We're we'll
Spoiler.
get there. Here's the first thing. Are you ready? Are you eager? Are you excited?
Yes,
First
but
thing is, I forget how we met. Someone asked me last night, they're like, "How do you know Taylor?" And I said, "I think it was at a party. I'm 99% sure it was at a party."
I was wondering about this too. I also agree, I think it was a party. Was it the maybe you wouldn't know if I said it. Was it the Before I Fall premiere? Does that ring a bell in your mind?
Let me
Do you know
just
this movie?
circle back. I know the movie Before I Fall, and it's ringing a bell because I know it.
Did you attend the Before I Fall
Oh,
premiere?
the Before isn't that John the guy who wrote the book?
No, I think it is a book, though.
Hmm.
It I don't remember.
None of this is interesting to anybody. All of this is cut. We're starting again. Ghosts and my dementia.
We're off to a great start.
Yeah, brilliant.
I felt like maybe that's where it was, 'cause that was when I first pretty soon into me moving to LA, I somehow got an invite to that movie premiere, and I thought maybe for some reason I had met you there.
Let's say that. Let's
Yeah.
say that'll do. Although I did see Kiernan Shipka's a mutual friend, so maybe it was at a Kiernan Shipka event.
Well, that was my second thought, 'cause I do remember we ran into each other at her birthday party, but I feel I knew you before then. 'Cause also we have a photo in the photo booth together from that night that
We
exists.
do.
Yeah, and that feels pretty intimate for a first meeting, although
Although
maybe we just jumped in.
you know what? You know what I believe it is? I
What?
think our spirits knew each other on another that's why we feel like we've known each other 1,000 years.
I think
We
s
we were the ghosts haunting different buildings.
You cracked the code,
Ah,
yes.
first thing, Taylor, we have IMDb here. Taylor Blackwell's IMDb. Now, I have some very important questions here because while scratching this surface, I found what can only be described as a bunch of wounds. But I did see you'd said you started modeling at 3 and acting at 5, which is very young to be a model at 3. What were you doing? Milan? What were you doing at 3 as a model?
I was doing a lot of European clothing companies.
Is that a joke?
It's true,
That's
yeah, it's
true? I was
yes.
kidding about Milan, but that's so much closer to the truth.
No, it really is true. I grew up in South Florida in a town called Jupiter, and then there was a lot of especially when I was growing up, I'm sure it's probably the same way now. There would be a lot of European clothing companies who would shoot their catalogs in Miami because
Of course.
Europeans love Miami.
Oh, they love
And
it. They they love the birdcage and cocaine. That's why they're there.
so as a young model, was a part of a lot of these European catalogs, but I did Walmart and Target and all sorts a lot of toy boxes as well,
What
like
toy would people have that they've seen you
like
work with?
Care Bear and
Really?
yeah, I did well, this was a commercial actually, but I did this doll called Sweet Secret that was kinda like a Polly Pocket, it was, like, this big.
Oh, it was like it popped out of a thing, didn't it?
Yeah,
Or you twisted it up like
mhm,
lipstick or something?
exactly, yes.
God, that must be where I've always known you from this.
That's it. You've known me a lot longer than I've known you.
Yeah, isn't that well, that's terrifying. And don't send this to my lawyer. Then I noticed you're also this is something you'd said that a lot of people know you from, but in Australia, we don't have Brookstone. But a lot of people in America know you from a digital photo frame,
That's
and that
true.
it's a shame it's all downhill from there. And something happened with your hair on that shoot. What happened to you?
Yes, I went and filmed I've actually had 2 instances of something bad happening to my hair on set. That's one
Okay,
of them. Both were that my bangs were cut terribly, but my bangs were really long. I've always had bangs my whole life,
okay, brag.
and they cut my bangs, like, here. So it just looked ter
Oh,
it looked really bad, but
like videos you see of girls after breakups, and then they pull it too tight and it just bounces
yes,
back.
but it was like a professional person doing this, and she just kind of butchered my hair, but then I did an infomercial as well for this product years ago. It was called The Perfect Trim, I think. Sorry to throw them under the bus. I don't think they exist anymore,
Well,
but
good this is probably why.
yeah, it was like a almost like a ruler, like, you would put your hair my hair's, like, very, greasy right now, but you would put your hair in this thing, and then it would help you cut it perfect. So, if you wanted your hair kind of, like, straight
Straight
cut
line.
yeah, then it worked well, but most people kinda want more layers, that most people don't want just like a straight across.
Of
But
course.
the girl who was there was like a woman who was part of the commercial as well, and she was the first subject, and she
Sounds like
went
a
first.
science experiment, Taylor.
Yeah, everyone who got hired to be in this commercial, you got hired under the knowledge that you were gonna get a haircut as part of the commercial, and she got a terrible haircut.
Oh, Angel. Oh, no.
Yeah, and, like, to the point where she, like, ran out of the room crying.
And we're live on QVC. This
And then
girl wants to end it all.
she came back into the dressing room crying, and in that moment, they were like, "Taylor, we're ready for you," and I was very young too, I think I think maybe, like, 10, and I was like, "Oh," I looked at my mom, and my mom was like,
Have fun. Have fun. That's like
"Bye."
someone running out of a burning building and they're like, "Taylor, your turn." Why?
I did have to be like, "Yay, I love
I'm
this
happy.
haircut."
I'm
Yeah.
so happy. I imagine again that's what girls who go into horrible breakups do as well. Just cry in the mirror going, "I'm happy now."
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I had a bowl cut up until I was about 23. So my mum just loved Tupperware and would just place it upside down on my head. Whenever she could get a multi-use out of something, she would. So, pretty good. I've had my fair share of running out of a room crying, from people with scissors, apparently. And I did find in my research, Taylor, isn't this marvelous?
But
You and I have something in common.
what?
American Girl doll.
Oh?
You were a model for American Girl
I
doll.
was,
That
yes.
they didn't model a doll after you, you were just in a photo holding a doll, is that right?
Yeah, I was in the magazine, I think.
There was a
Or
magazine?
there was a magazine, and then they also had posters of me in the store.
Isn't it wild to go shopping and be like, "There I am, that's me in a photo frame." Um,
Pretty cool, right?
that's so neat.
It was cool to have that experience as a kid.
God, well, I'm a narcissist, so even now I love it. Big fan, big fan. My wallpaper's my own face. The therapist said I need a different therapist, but I'm in there's a YouTube series of American Girl doll, like, mini movies that go for, like, 40 minutes, and I got a voiceover job a few years ago. It was during the pandemic,
No way.
and it was, they classic American Girl doll story. It was all about, the, was it the Apollo 13 explosion?
Really?
There was an
That's what
explosion, like, in the
yeah.
90s? Yeah, it
I
was
don't
about
know if it was I don't remember what the was it Challenger, or is
the
that something
Challenger explosion. Apollo 13 did not explode, that went to the moon. But the, maybe, but the
You're
the
talking about
Challenger
the
blew up.
expedition that the teacher went on? Is that what you're talking
A
about?
teacher went on.
Yeah. I also my knowledge from this is growing up in Florida, you'd often the big field trip was you'd go to the Kennedy Space Center,
Oh,
and they talk about this there, where there was this woman who won a contest as a teacher, like, there was teachers around the country who entered this contest to go to space.
what?
She won. I think this is the same thing. She won, and then it exploded.
Oh my god.
I know.
Oh my god, she thought that she was the Katy Perry of her day, and then
And
she exploded. Oh.
everyone was watching it on television, including, I'm pretty certain, her whole class. Isn't that just a chills.
Oh, what a
I
way to
know.
say goodbye to Miss Jensen. That's horrible.
Yeah.
That happened in the American Girl doll TV movie episode
That's
thing. It
crazy.
wasn't the teacher, but it was a group of students, and I played one of the dolls, and I
Oh,
also played
no.
his bully. But I played this doll, and I didn't know until it came out, but this was a fun surprise. The doll is, Chinese. Anyway, so the next thing I've got and it's not the first time I voiced something, then found out later I could be cancelled for it. It's been a fun surprise in my career, Taylor. But you couldn't be cancelled. You're in a bunch of very above board products. That we know of, that we know of.
Oh, yeah.
Magic City, NCIS, love NCIS, Finding a Dead Body, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. We'll talk about Resident Alien in a minute, but also Dolphin Tale 2, the superior of the Dolphin Tale films.
Oh, really? Is that what
I
the streets are saying?
I watched them both last night, and I really thought I'd be able to really drag you through the coals, but yours was much better. The first one was a mess. Now, having never seen Dolphin Tale 2, do you work with a dolphin?
I never got in the water with the dolphin, but I did get to Yes.
Dolphin Tale 2, I saw one from afar.
Basically, yeah.
That's how they made the sequel
I
cheaper.
did pet the dolphin, not on camera, but I did
Oh,
get to pet the dolphin.
you just snuck into its dressing room afterwards and went, "Hello, I
You know
love
that
you."
I've been bringing up sad things on this show, but
Yeah,
the
good.
dolphins have died that I worked with.
Taylor,
I'm sorry to say.
this is a habit of yours. It's
It's
just horrible,
becoming
like,
I'm
Christ,
in a morbid mood, I guess. I don't know what to tell you.
very Wednesday Addams of you.
Yeah.
God. Taylor, your very first credit was One Tree Hill, and I
Mhm.
watched the clip, I found it and I watched it. You're so tiny,
I was tiny in that clip, yeah.
so little, and do you remember being on set for your first, like, big shoot? Do you remember anything about it?
Yeah, I do. I I remember all of it,
Y
actually.
You've got a great memory.
Well, maybe not all of it, but I do remember a lot of it. Yeah, they filmed that in Wilmington, North Carolina.
Okay, brilliant, cheap.
So I remember being there, and it was kind of like it was such a quiet town. Like, I don't know how it is now because that was so long ago that I did that, but I remember just, like, walking with my mom for a long time, and, no one was on the street. It was, like, really, really like, eerily quiet. But, and I
It's
remember, like,
different
going
now, it's
yeah,
different now. There yeah,
have
it's a
have
two-tree
you been
hill.
there?
Oh, it's jam-packed, it's pumping. It goes LA, New York City, the set of One Tree Hill. All 3 are
They were filming, I think, a good amount of things there for a minute
in
following
North
that
Carolina?
show. In I think specifically Wilmington.
Well, they just saw the trend. They saw this, like, cute kid with a almost bowl cut right at the front and went, "We've gotta go to this town." Truly
Maybe it
incredible.
was all me.
It
Yeah.
was all congratulations. You actually could be on the brochure, bring you back as a model, done. Did you have a good time on set? I imagine you were only
I
on there for an
did.
hour.
Everyone was so nice. Yeah, it was very fun. I've always loved being on set from a young age,
Is that
and,
because you're also a narcissist?
yeah, definitely.
God, we just know each other.
It's that soul connection.
That's
Maybe that's what we've been brought back to work on in this life, the narcissism, we're trying to work through it.
Yeah, really trying to
Maybe
sort of
that's what we'll accomplish on this podcast today.
that's the goal.
Yeah,
Although
by the end
it's
of the podcast, cured of narcissism.
Taylor, the rest of these cards are all about your career, so I don't know how free of narcissism you're going to be. And also on the front of every card, I've included, puns about my name. So I
So,
think we're both screwed.
we might be,
We
but at
might
least
be.
we're screwed together.
At least we're screwed together. Now that's a sitcom on CBS where we'd be, like, back to back being like, "Well, we're
Screwed
screwed together.
together.
Uh-oh." Also the title of a cheap polyamory documentary. But okay, that's all I have, and I have no questions about Magic City because I've never seen it. But
Okay.
I did see you say it was pretty cool.
Yes.
You heard it here first, folks. It's pretty cool.
Cool.
We'll clip that. That's for the TikTok. You
Great.
just going, "Yep,
Yeah.
next." We'll get to Resident Alien in just a moment. Let me, pretend I'm a Southern lawyer and mop the sweat off my face.
Okay.
Oh, I tell you, my brother was a good man. But ignoring my moist foghorn leghorn, which sounds like a stripper name. Please welcome the moist foghorn leghorn. Um, this card is, called Faulty Memory,
Ooh.
and that's because when you and I sat down to do a pre-interview in New York City in
No.
December last year, I wrote down a bunch of notes, and I was really chuffed with my notes. I looked at them on the way back to my friend Scott's place, and I thought, "Oh, I'll remember what this is. Of course I'll remember what this is." And I'll just maybe expand upon it on the, like, plane home. I'll make some extra notes.
Yeah.
As it turns out, I did not make any extra notes, and I forgot everything, and in fact, it took me about 8 minutes and 2 separate people to get assistance to decipher one of the words I wrote. So, I have 3 points I wanna ask you about
Oh,
to see
boy.
if you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
We
Let's
might
hear.
we might have to cut all of them. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out as a team.
Alright, let's hear.
1 was the acting life that we live can be a harsh mistress. We get callbacks and callbacks and callbacks and then put on a veil and then released and horrible things like that. But this is one of the most traumatizing experiences I've ever heard of. You got 9 callbacks for Goosebumps.
Oh god.
Is that true? Or did
Yeah.
I make that up?
No, I think it was, like, 9 rounds.
So you had 9 callbacks. Do you think by callback maybe 6, you were like, "Okay, let's like, I don't think we need any more." Like, I think you've seen what I can give you.
I mean, yeah, I feel that way sometimes about even, like, an initial audition, just from the standpoint of I'm sure you've had this where you get an audition and it's like they don't do it as much anymore, but
Mm.
it'll be like this used to happen to me a lot when I was younger. First audition, 15 pages,
Ugh,
and you're like, "Okay, I think you know by page 2 if this is something worth pursuing further or not." Do you know what
yes,
I mean?
yes.
So and actually when I used to go in person to auditions a lot pre-COVID, they would do this thing
RIP.
sometimes where you'd prepare, like, 3 scenes, and then you'd get in and they'd say, "Actually, we're only doing the first scene." And then if they liked you, they would go, "We actually can you do the second scene too? Or can you do the third scene as well?" So they wanted you to know the scenes in case they wanted to see more of what you got.
In case you passed just a little bit, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Okay, maybe we'll see more, maybe we'll see more."
Yeah.
But the idea of learning 15 pages is so because 'cause I've had auditions for, like, movies and stuff, and it's like, well, when we're going from just first round auditions to callbacks. I feel like callbacks, then you can give us 12 pages,
Yeah,
13 pages.
absolutely.
Let's
For
see
the
the hard
first
stuff.
audition, that's where I'm like,
Yeah, because then we're setting up like, now we're setting up lights and self-tapes and trying to find a reader and trying to record it and then edit it and do a scene
yeah.
and send it in. And 15 pages is bonkers. You've taken 4 days of mine for me to try and remember this. You're gonna watch 2 seconds and do one of 2 things, either say, "He's got it," or, "Why is he here?" Could
One
say
or the
both.
other.
Yeah. Was that like Goosebumps? Did you end up doing like 15 pages and then just kept doing the same 15 pages?
Well, maybe actually by the end, because I think it was, like, the 2 of the same scenes for most of it, and then they brought in, like, an additional 2 scenes towards the end.
Oh, right, testing it
Yeah,
out.
there was some new material, so it probably did amount to about 15 pages,
It
actually
grew
cumulatively.
eventually.
Yeah, but it wasn't off the bat that way.
Oh, okay, well, then that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah,
It's 9
yeah.
callbacks where they just keep sprinkling in an extra page. They just keep pushing you.
Yeah.
Have you done or did you do for Goosebumps, like, chemistry reads and things like that?
Yeah.
God, are they wild to read with a bunch of different people?
I really enjoy that, especially when it's in person. I
Oh,
feel
in
like
person's great.
chemistry read over Zoom is always so strange to me.
I don't know how you can build chemistry, like, especially if it's a romantic partner with someone who's on the other side of
Yeah.
the country, like, glitching on Zoom.
Yeah. No, it's weird. Someone said to me, like, "Well, if you're on screen, you're gonna be probably not always, like, both of you on the same screen at the same time anyway." So but I don't know, there's something so different about, like, if you and I are in the same room together versus, like you said, like, each on the opposite side of a computer.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's strange, but
We gotta fake it till we make it. I mean, I primarily do voiceover, and all of it's just me talking to myself with no other lines of dialogue, no context of anything. Um, and so to try and build chemistry that way does make me feel insane, but
it's a
it's
good challenge.
It's a good challenge. It's
And
a
I
good
will say there are people sometimes when I've done chemistry reads on Zoom that I do immediately feel more connected to than others. So, I don't know, maybe
but
you can't
maybe
feel
it
chemistry through
works.
a screen.
Well, I'm feeling nothing from you, so control
Oh.
this. This one,
What?
I'm nervous too. I'm nervous to read it out loud because I hope this is the word I wrote. Because again, bad handwriting, so I don't know if this is the
Mm,
correct word.
mhm.
Times abortion? Okay, so that's why we have the beautiful trusty name wheel. I'm gonna spin this lovely wheel here, and you can tell any story you want without fear of most repercussions,
Amazing.
because we've got fake names for these people. So,
This is
the star of Name Redacted TV show, okay,
Mhm.
times abortion, is
Oh,
in hell, this is so stupid. Okay, Bernie Gash.
Bernie
Bernie Gash,
Gash?
like Bernie Sanders, but if he fell over and hurt his knee while running on a toilet paper commercial.
Exa
Please welcome
Okay,
the star of Name Redacted, Bernie Gash.
Bernie Gash.
Okay,
Here's the story.
okay.
I had a commercial audition. It was for, maybe in the state of Texas, there was legislature that was trying to make, um, abortions illegal, and you could be jailed if you even attempted to have an abortion. I
Yeah,
don't
the classic
remember exact
Handmaid's Tale that we're living through. Great.
Yes, and it was just highlighting this legislation, and it was for, like, some local for some, like, a candidate's campaign against this.
Oh,
Someone
so you
said
weren't in this commercial pro jail for an abortion. You were
Right. Just for
anti-jail.
the record,
Great.
this was, "Hey, this is crazy." That this is such a yeah, so that's I'm
Okay,
on the
good.
right side of
That.
history.
Good. Good work. Good work. Okay.
So, the audition was, I went into the audition room and I had me sit down, and if memory serves me correct, I had, like, a sweater on, they had me, like, roll it up and, like, put it under my shirt as if I had, like, a baby belly,
Jesus.
and they, like they had, like this sounds horrible, what I'm about to say. They had, like, fake handcuffs that were made out of, like, aluminum foil.
Oh,
Aluminum foil handcuffs.
okay.
And what I had to do for the commercial was pretend that I've just been I'm, like, handcuffed to the hospital bed, and I'm crying, and I'm angry, and I'm confused as to what's happening, which also, for the record too, 9 times out of 10 commercial auditions, you're like, "I love this product,"
Yeah.
like the me getting my bad haircut, like, that's what
Cool.
it is most of the time. It's, like, always fun, you've got a big smile on your
Oh,
face, you're
don't we
like
love Cheez-Its and football?
That's, like, most of the time what it is. This is, like, the one time where it was just, like, completely, like, very dramatic. I'm supposed to be sobbing my eyes out, and there was, like, 3 different scenes of variations of this. Like, one was, like, me in jail, like, pacing around, like, crying. So, I go in to do the audition, and Bernie, who
Bernie
is
Gash,
Bernie Gash,
star of Name
who
Redacted.
who is is an actor on a TV show that I have watched, was the casting assistant for this commercial, and the whole time I had this audition, all I could think of was, "Oh my goodness, that's Bernie Gash from that TV show I watch." No, like, I couldn't take anything I was doing seriously. I did, like I feel I did a good job, like,
Oh,
you know
I'm sure you were a great incarcerated abortion enthusiast. I firmly believe that, Taylor. You've got the skills. You've got the aluminum. You've got the sweater.
horrible.
Poor Bernie as well. Like,
Yeah,
from a TV show that people have seen and know of, Bernie's now
yeah,
operating a camera, watching a bunch of girls cry, pretending to be
for
aborted
hours,
by
yeah,
tinfoil.
it was so strange, I couldn't believe it,
Ah,
and then I was in my head like, "Man, if I ever, like, meet this person, I gotta, like, I gotta mention this weird experience,"
hi,
and
it's me. You might remember. Oh my God, no!
and
Dude.
weirdly, like, 2 weeks later, I ran into Bernie.
Oh my God! Like on the street?
Yes! Like, I was at UCB, Upright Citizens Brigade, and I think I was leaving, and Bernie was in line to go see a show with Bernie's girlfriend, and I was like, "Hey, I'm so sorry, but I just had to tell you, I just had this experience at a audition,"
Yeah.
and he was like, "Oh my goodness, that was, like, my first week on the job, and it was so crazy." And yeah, and he was, like, super sweet about it, and he was like, "I remember you, you did a great job."
Oh, you were
Um
fantastic. You really stuck out as the girl arrested by a lunch wrapper. That was incredible. God, what skill. What a crazy like, to go and do 9 callbacks or something for, like, Goosebumps, and then go to, like, bawl your eyes out pretending to be handcuffed and pregnant after trying to get pregnant, which is sounds like the craziest Target commercial I've ever seen, but the the idea to then, like, go deep into the depths of your acting toolbox to cry and believe you have a baby and try getting arrested and what a horrible life it is, to then be like, "I didn't get that. I pretended to be pregnant and arrested, and I wasn't good enough to get pregnant and arrested? What are we doing?" God, I hope Bernie has a copy of those tapes somewhere. Maybe we can get them.
Oh,
Text we'll text
release
Bernie.
the tapes.
Release the ta
And also, there were so many great actresses that I saw at that audition.
seriously.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of really talented young women who auditioned for that. And I did see it. I can't remember who got it, but I remember it being someone I was like, "Oh, I know this girl." And I remember,
Hmm.
like, being like, "Yeah, she did a really good job."
Oh, God. You know, we love Meryl Streep in The Devil Wears Prada, but have you seen that girl who got arrested for an abortion? God, she blew my socks off.
Yeah.
I think based on the competition, it might have also been Meryl Streep. It sounds like a very difficult job to get.
It was a tough one, yeah.
The craziest commercial audition I ever had, never arrested, unfortunately, but, it was when I was, like, 17, and it was for a commercial called Plan B, ironically, but
Uh-huh.
it was an Australian it was an an Australian campaign called called Plan B, called "What is your plan B?" So it's against drink driving, like, you don't go drink driving, what's your plan B? The commercial was, my role, which was a frequent casting of mine, which I still get, which is nice to know I have consistency. Um, Annoying nerd kid, which is great. You know, my variations with casting go from, annoying nerd kid to, overweight, computer loser, which is great. I've got God, I've got the whole gambit up here. But I go in for nerdy kid or whatever it was when I was 15 or so, 15, 16. And the role was you've just got to sit on a bench. You've just got to sit on a bus bench and like in the commercial there'll be the plan B, the hero of the commercial will be sitting next to you being like, "God, I don't want to catch the bus with this nerd." And I was like, okay, that doesn't seem too bad. I go in and they're like, "Oh, actually, here's the thing we forgot to put in the casting. The nerd boy is making out with someone really sloppily, like really aggressively. You've got to get like tongue out, like really like messy." And I was like, "So how do I like, do you just want me to make out with the air?" And they were like, "No, no, no. This is the callback. You're straight to the callback." And I was like, "Thanks." And they're like, "We believed you were so good at sloppy make out nerd character. So you're already at the callback stage. It's between you and someone else. Bring in the models." And they brought in a bunch of beautiful 6 foot models who they were all beautiful women, and they stood off in a line, and I stood there on camera, and they were like, "Next," and then came in sloppy makeout, and the director would be like, "Cut, next, sloppy makeout, cut, next," and I was like, "This might be the best day of my life," and I get cast for it, which is so cool, and I'm on set with none of those models, so I get even another one. What a day for Leigh. I'm on set. We're shooting at night, which naturally means we're starting at 2 in the morning. We're
Mhm.
sitting at this bus stop that they've got. This girl and I are making out, and we record for, like, an hour, and I was like, "This poor girl." And then, I was like, "Okay, I guess that's it. We're done. And he goes, no, we've got your next scene. And I went, oh, there's more. And it's the same sloppy makeout, but on a bus. So it's the hero on a bus trying to catch the bus home. Like, is this your plan B at last with the sloppy makeout behind him? And I think like it's about 4 in the morning now, like chapped. I'll tell you, Taylor, chapped. And I think like, I guess we're almost done. This is good. This is good. We're almost done. The director goes, yeah, few more shots will be fine. Few more shots. And we're in a break for a second. And the model girl goes over and talks to the makeup artist, which is like a seat away from me. And
No.
she is angry. And I was like, why is she mad? And then I look over, the makeup girl gives me a dirty look. So does the girl. And I was like, what? And she goes, you've given her pash rash. And pash rash is apparently not a phrase here, but it's when someone has a bit of stubble and you make out with them and their face turns bright red around their mouth. And so, because it's sloppy, gross making out for 3 hours, this girl is like red raw, like nose to chin,
Oh,
broken.
no.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I can't believe it. And I turned back around and I was like, still the best job I've ever had. So
That's a wild story.
pretty silly.
I feel like that's so crazy that they had you doing it at the callback.
At the just like a bunch of just like sloppy makeout with strangers, and we'll film it.
I
If
had
you
to slow
don't
dance
Google
with
that.
someone at a callback.
You had to what with someone at a callback?
Slow
Oh,
dance.
slow dance. Oh, that's way
But
easier.
but I was the last person to go,
Okay.
a and all the guys had already left, so there was no one for me to slow dance with, so they had the casting assistant, not Bernie, a different different casting assistant who was who came and slow danced with me, and it was very awkward, and she was very sweet, but it was just it was funny.
That's so you do the
She
craziest.
clearly, like, did not wanna do it, like, she was like, "This is above my pay rate."
I'm a
But
commercial person. I'm a
yeah.
casting director. I don't do this.
Yeah.
How was it? Did you know what? We've talked about chemistry. How was the chemistry with the casting assistant?
Well, probably I didn't get that job, so probably not very good. But
Well,
I
you know
also
what? I
I
blame
was
her.
thinking, though, about the kissing stuff because I had to kiss people that it's been a bad situation.
Have you why has it been bad? Tell me bad
Bad breath.
kissing. Bad breath? You gotta brush your teeth. You gotta
I
do
I
your job.
had I had an actor I had to kiss who had horrible breath, and it was very abundantly clear to everyone that he did. The makeup artists would, for my sake, be like, "You want gum? You want mints?" Like, be offering this to him, and he'd be like, "No, I'm okay.
No, I'm okay. No one else is
I'm not
okay.
okay. Please."
Christ. Did you
Yeah.
how long were you making out with Trash Mouth?
Thankfully, not too long, but there was I had a couple of scenes where I had to kiss him, but also, thankfully, it was never like a make out, it was always just like a
Just just a little between friends. Never hurt anybody.
but it was
Oh.
still I mean, even just, like, having, dialogue where we're supposed to be kinda intimate and, like, sitting close to each other, it was
Yeah.
like, "Oh god."
It's crazy when you have to pretend to, like, love someone who you do not want to look at ever again in your life.
That was okay, maybe not ever in my life, but yeah, I did not have chemistry with this person, like, regardless of the bad breath, it was some of my finest acting work.
Wow, that really yeah, oh my god, you could have an abortion any day of the week, but this really got you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough to pretend to love someone. I've done it plenty of times, and on camera.
Yeah.
There was a series I was in years and years and years ago, and we'll name redacted the series, but
Mhm.
there was a girl in it that we, again, I was about 17 and our characters were had never done anything with other people, and this was our first, intimate moment as characters,
Mhm.
like, with anyone, and it's supposed to be this, like, beautiful moment, like, the music's playing, and it's, like, all softly laid down, all very lovely. This girl, Taylor, wanted me dead. She thought I was the most annoying person on earth. And the problem there with her sort of making it clear that she did not like me at like, as a she did not find me funny. Like, I'd make a joke and she'd, like, scoff and, like, roll her eyes. And it's bad because we were on set for, like, weeks together. Like, we lived all in the same place. And so I'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna have my breakfast," and she's like, "Ugh, but dating me." And I'd be like, "You know what? I sort of like that you're annoyed by me, and so I would, like, do things to annoy her. Now I know I could get a reaction, but we were doing the scene, and I was like, "You're lowering on the bed. Oh, it's beautiful and romantic," and we kissed, and, like, in classic, like, 90s, 80s movie style, they'd, like, just pan outside to, like, imply that we did the deed,
Yeah.
and as soon as the camera was out of her eye line, she'd, like, pop an eye open just to see where it was, and then she'd go, "Ugh." Like, and I miss her terribly. I hope she sees it and we talk again, because God, she was good.
Uh, I
She was
miss her too,
I know, right? God, see, we go way back. You
Yeah.
know her too. Okay, well, shy of me implicating myself in something, we're up to Taylor, the most exciting bit, which is also the saddest bit, Resident Alien, which
Nice.
thank you very much. I read it, I was like, "How can I" Um, and for those who don't know what we're reacting to, go to YouTube, go watch it, put in some effort for God's sake. I mean, I love you, thank you very much. I've got to be nice to the audience. You play Liza, who has beautiful hair, I must say. Did you wear a wig?
I did,
Oh,
yeah.
well, they
But
did incredible.
initially, when I auditioned, they said I had to dye my hair green, and I was really excited to do that
Oh, were
'cause I've
you?
always wanted to dye my hair. I've never dyed my hair before. And
Oh,
then I got to set, and they're like, "We have a wig," and I was kinda like, "What?"
that's depressing.
I was like, I'll dye it," and they
I'll
were
do
like,
it.
"No." Oh,
No, hey, hey, shut up.
yeah.
No. Uh She's cool. Well, you know what? Props, ironically,
It was
props
a
to the
great
wig
wig.
department. Great wig.
Yeah,
Great
really
stuff.
good wig.
I couldn't tell. There was even one moment I remember, like, your hair sort of goes this way, and then, like, one hair well, ironically, right now, one little hair went the other way, and I was like, "Oh, that
Mm.
must be Taylor's real hair." Like, it looks
It was a really good wig. I think
welcome
it ultimately worked out well.
yeah, did very well, and that's the whole thing I wrote on the card was wig chat, so that's what we got. Alright, coming up next no, okay, I have more. I really enjoyed Alan Tudyk when he, I mean, of course, I enjoyed him in the whole show, but I loved when he looked at you and said, "She looks just like me if I fell face first in a pile of metal." Um,
Great line.
very tr which is when because 'cause you've got 1,000 piercings in that,
Got a lip and a nose and then a couple ear things, yeah.
very punky.
Yes.
Very punky, this girl. Would you ever get a lip piercing or a nose piercing?
I really after that show, I really considered the nose 'cause I thought it looked really cute,
That'd look
but
great. You could get a nose piercing.
I worry my the reason I didn't end up getting it was with auditions, I'd have to take it out
Oh,
probably a good amount, and I've heard from people who've had nose piercings that it's kind of annoying to be, like,
mm,
taking it out. Like, you
mm.
once you get it, you kinda keep it in. That this is what I've heard. So but I would like to get I actually I do have a couple of fake nose piercings, and occasionally
Perfect.
I'll wear them, and they look real, and they're cute.
Well, they all everything that you had plugged into your face looked very real, so you could
Mhm.
transform all you
I
want.
didn't like the lip one, though. That one I would never get a lip ring
Did
just
that
'cause it's a nuisance.
I looked at it and I thought, "I think my voice might change slightly if I had a lip ring because 'cause I'd have to I don't wanna crack my
Yeah,
teeth."
you kinda do end up doing something funky there. It it was difficult because also they kinda glued mine in, but
They glued
inside
I thought it was just like a little, like, clip or something, like
it
a
kind of
fake
was, but they would glue it to this side so it wouldn't be moving around,
Uh-huh.
but inside of my mouth, it'd be kinda moving around a bit.
Ugh. Oh, tough things we do as actors. Oh god. How do people deal with it? Oh, I'll call my agent. Which actually reminds me I have to get an agent. Your first scene with Alan Tudyk was
Mhm.
your last scene with Alan Tudyk in that episode, is that right?
That's true. That was our goodbye moment.
How did you go with an emotional goodbye as, like, ironically, the very first hello?
Yeah, it I when I met Alan, just adored him right away.
Seems like
So
a very cool he seems like a really cool person.
yeah, he is.
We'll get him on the pod. Alan, you're
Yes.
on next.
So when I did the goodbye scene with him, I felt kind of this, like, sadness of it felt very real saying goodbye to him. And also when you I was initially, only gonna be on 1 episode of that show, so And so often when you do a TV show, you go in, you do your thing, and then it's rare that I feel like, keep in touch with the people that you work with, especially if you're,
Yeah,
like, a star, you know?
yeah.
Um,
But that's on
but
most after everything, you're like, "Oh, we're a oh, we'll talk for it." Never hear from these people again. I
yeah,
don't know. Yeah.
that's, like, I feel like most of the time, and but I've kept in touch with Alan and the rest of that cast for years now. I mean, the show just got canceled,
Yeah,
but
RIP.
we all RIP. But we've all like I'd say that show more than others I've worked on, there really is like a close connection between castmates on that show, and that was really nice for me to be able to stay in touch with people and like continue those friendships.
It's talking of chemistry, you could tell on the show that people liked each other. It looked like so
Yeah.
much fun.
Yeah, it was a fun show.
Where did it shoot? Vancouver?
Mhm.
Very Vancouver. That pie eating contest, I was like, "Okay, this is just like any Vancouver field." Was it set in Vancouver?
No, in a fictitious Colorado town called
Ah,
Patience.
Patience. What did very well.
Mhm.
Great stuff.
Mm.
You bike thief. Hey, your character was a bike thief. Have you ever stolen anything?
I feel like I've stole, like, a toy when I was a kid, like
Taylor, this is a sting operation. Get her!
Oh,
Get her!
no!
The cops are in!
But I don't think in adulthood, and I don't even think that was, like, a conscious thing necessarily, but in adulthood, I don't think I've ever stolen anything.
Alright, anything that we can talk about on the pod anyway.
No, I'm pretty, like, straight-laced.
You're a good person.
Well, I don't know about that, but
No, it's the
a
note
little
you were
goody
meant.
two-shoes.
Yeah. So that was episode 1, you're a bike thief. In real life, you've stolen nothing. So great acting, I believed it. I believed you were just awful. Um, and then in season 3, because that was season 2, in
Yeah.
season 3, you come back and have a massive fight scene, which is so cool that you had to do like stunts and like throw a knife and everything. We'll put a clip of it here. Put it here. Because it's so cool. There's like a table flip and everything. So you did that one episode in season 2, and then
Mhm.
when did you get the call to say, "Hey, come back," and also, you're not really playing the same character?
Ooh. Yeah, I'm trying to remember because I think the season 3 episode was, like, a little bit later in the season, if I'm remembering correctly.
I'm
I
gonna
ca
say yes.
Yeah, that feels right. I feel like a couple months before, I had kinda gotten one of those, like, save the date sorta, like,
Are you around?
we're interested in bringing you back. Yeah, like, sort of checking my availability and interest. But then it wasn't no one told me, "Oh, you're playing," because I don't if people haven't seen the show, my
Well, if
character
people haven't seen the show,
yeah.
they're idiots. Go watch the show. It's very
Yeah,
fun.
but in like you said, in season 3 and 4, it's not really me. So I play Liza, who's the daughter of Harry, um, and I play Harry has been taken over by an alien, and I don't know this.
And that's
Uh,
Alan Tudyk. He's
Liza.
he's the alien inside, essentially, Harry's skin, and Harry's real daughter is Liza. In
And
this
then the kind of a similar thing happens where then Bridget, who's an alien, recreates my skin suit. So in season 3 and 4, I'm playing Bridget. I'm playing an alien that looks like Liza.
who is
Uh,
Alan Tudyk's alien form's real son.
right, yeah.
Right, okay, look,
But
we'll have a
no
diagram
one
somewhere.
told me that. Like, I read the script and I was like, "Oh, okay." But I don't think anyone actually was like, "Oh, by the way."
No one told you that you were not Liza anymore?
I don't think so. I think I
What a
think it was
crazy
just
thing
like,
to find
me
out.
reading it in the script. I'm pretty sure, yeah.
You're like, "Well, I guess I'm boy Bridget." Well, my question for you about that then is, like, you're pretending to be someone else. How do you pretend to be someone else pretending to be someone else? How did that go? Was that
Mm.
like a crazy mental flip, or were you just like, "Nope, I'm in the same costume, but this is a different character." Like, how did you Taylor, this is actors on actors. How do you do it?
I think it was more so the look. was the same, and then
Mm.
I wasn't really it gets very quickly revealed that I am not Liza.
Yeah.
S so, I don't remember trying to, like, pretend to be Liza so much. The lines were kind of written in a Liza-esque way, a little bit, so I felt like just doing like, saying that like, let the lines speak for themselves, if that makes sense?
Yeah,
Like
well, the visual's you anyway, so it's like
right.
it will make said people think it's Liza immediately, fun reveal.
Yeah.
Throwing a knife was a big, bold choice.
Yeah.
It's so cool you got to go back on the show and also got to go back as a not the same visually the same,
Yeah,
but, like, different role. That is
it was neat.
aside from, like, soap operas where you'll go back 10
Right.
times as different roles and then, like, your dead twin and, like, a relative and then someone in a cafe even though you're the same actor. I haven't heard of a situation like this before. This is so unique
Yeah.
and cool.
No, that's actually not something that I even really thought about, but that's such a good point.
Well, 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 Lee makes good points at
Lee.
last. Ah, I am so clever and handsome. Ah,
Exactly.
Lee, you son of a bitch. I'll get back to that. But
Me too.
chat to me about this friggin' fight scene. It was so cool. And then I found you'd, we'll talk more about, of course, your TikTok in a moment, but, you upload anything and everything. You're like, look at all this cool stuff I did. Very jealous. You had like fight choreo with Alan Tudyk. You're flipping a table. Talk to me about that experience because that's an intense thing to do, fight choreography.
Yeah, I've done a little bit of it before, because I don't know if you saw this in your research, Lee, in the IMDb.
I've thrown the card away. I can't even get it back.
But I've done several movies for Lifetime, and a few of them have had some stunt stuff. So
Ooh,
that was actually good training, 'cause it and also I've done, like, in my personal life on and off
I
some
punched some
dance
people. I killed a
punch
guy.
people.
Yeah, threw a knife.
I've done, like, dance on and off throughout my life, and I feel like that's also helpful going into stunt stuff because it's choreography.
Yeah, yeah.
We didn't have a lot of time, like, I I came in and we had a like, 1 day, 1 hou not even a day, just, like, a couple hours, an hour or 2 maybe
20
to
minutes, who cares?
yeah.
Improv it, whatever.
Yeah, to go
Man,
through the rehearsal, where they showed us what the stunt, choreographers showed us what they had come up with, and then walked us through how to do it, and I spoke about this in my TikTok, but,
put it here.
the big concern for me was I was so worried that I was gonna a lot of it was me throwing punches directly at Alan, and I was so scared I was gonna actually, like, hit him in the face. 1, because I don't wanna hurt him, but 2, because I don't want him have like, the lead actor of the show having, like, a black eye or something, that would
Or
not be good.
or a broken nose. You're a strong person. You
Yeah.
could've knocked Alan Tudyk out cold.
Well, we also in the first episode we did, we had a balloon toss and a balloon fight and a water balloon fight, and I actually did hit him in the face with a water balloon. And I was really worried about that, like, when we were doing it, and it ended up happening.
You punched him or the balloon fight you were concerned about?
Yeah, the balloon fight that
Oh, yeah.
I hit him in the face with the balloon, and, I mean, he was so sweet about it, but I I have a photo of him with his eye kinda, like
You gave him a swollen eye?
it wasn't swollen, but it
Acco
was
yeah.
it did have an impact.
Okay, according to his lawyers, it wasn't swollen, of course not. Yeah, okay. Well, you got invited back, so it was either because they loved you or they were frightened of you.
Maybe both.
Maybe both. Maybe both. Now, I have a question. This is a bit of technical magic on the show.
Mm,
When you hurl, the first thing you do when it's revealed that you're definitely not Liza, you throw a knife.
mhm.
How did the knife get thrown? What were you throwing?
It was just a rubber knife,
A
I
rubber
think.
knife? And then they
Yeah.
did like a fast wipe and then they had a knife already in the board?
Exactly, yeah.
Ah, Lee, you
Movie
smart
mad.
cookie. Damn.
You're
Well, I
cooking.
I could never have known. The flipping a table was very cool.
That was super cool.
That was so neat. Did you do a lot of flipping tables in your personal life just to prepare
All
for that?
the time. Yes.
An aggressive woman. An aggressive person. They/she. I read it. I read it. I did my
Does
research,
that make
Taylor.
me aggressive?
What was aggressive?
I said, "Does that make me aggressive?"
They/she.
Didn't you just say an aggressive person, they/she?
Well, I said an aggressive woman, and then I corrected myself and
Oh!
said person, and that's what I'm not
Got
implying
you.
all non-binary people are physically aggressive. Although, I will say my friend Liv Hewson will probably punch me in the arm
Oh,
every
yeah.
so often. God, they're a piece of work.
I love Liv.
Oh, well, that makes one of us. What a sad bitch. I wanna talk about your last episode on the lake.
Uh-huh.
I saw part of it you filmed on shore, and part of it you filmed out on the lake. Um And you had to eat a fish, or you had to pretend to eat a fish, almost eat a fish.
Uh-huh.
Did you actually catch that fish with your bare hands, or how was that set up?
Also rubber
Dang.
and yeah, a rubber fish. It looked
It
really
looked so
real.
real, it moved.
They had a fishing wire connected to the tail, and someone off camera was going like this so that the tail was going like this.
Wow.
It's pretty clever.
That's
Yeah.
cle yeah, fishing and fishing line, I guess use what you got.
Yeah.
They did very well. They did very
Mhm.
well. You text them, let them know.
Uh-huh.
Alan Tudyk, we've discussed this, Alan Tudyk. He ends up being a human, and his half alien, half human son, he says, "I just want you to be a human." And your character says, "That's not who I am, I'm both." Which, very non-binary.
Maybe it's an allegory.
The whole
It's
of
not.
the Yeah, just real correction, it's
Yeah,
not, it's
actually,
not.
though.
And if you dare fucking say it is, I swear. Yeah, very, very big non-binary energy from the whole crew. Let them
Mhm.
them all. So congrats. What are you gonna miss most about Resident Alien? Because I like the show a lot. It was very funny flipping through and seeing an alien, Alan Tudyk, then he's a doctor, and then he's not even an alien anymore. So, look, special effects budget must have run out. But what are you what are you gonna miss most about the show?
Oh, I mean, from a personal standpoint, the people, and hopefully we'll continue to keep in touch with a lot of them, but just it was so nice getting to go every year to that show and, like, work with the same crew because a
Mm,
lot it was mostly the same crew every year, so that was really nice, and I hope that if I go work on other productions in Vancouver, maybe I'll get to work with some of those people again too, but yeah, I mean, it was just such a fun group of people, and then the other thing was, like, the character was so fun, and also
yeah.
I loved being on a show that was so improv friendly,
Oh,
like
really?
yeah, like, and there was times when the director or the writer would kinda come up and be like, "Oh, try this." So there was, I think, a real sense of collaboration and also playfulness on that show that they were really open to experimentation, where sometimes we would do a scene and then they'd just keep the camera rolling and we would start to improv, and I love those types of things.
The thing, uh Alan's character, his alien character, offers you a dog, and you're like, "No, go to hell."
Yeah.
I was like, "Well, that seems like real Taylor, so maybe that's maybe that was improv." Um, it's a very cool show, so everyone go and watch it, because 'cause we're not getting any more. But you became friends with, everyone on that set, including Alan Tudyk, who I'm assuming this comes back to them being frightened of you, convinced to be in your film.
Jude.
Or Judy.
Judy.
Judy, yes. Your film, It Happened, the Judy Tenuta story, which is so very cool that you made this. Judy Tenuta, for those who don't know, tell us who Judy Tenuta is. You know better than I do. I was gonna be like, "She's the," but, you actually were her, so,
I got this. Yes,
I'll take it from
I'll
here.
take it. Yeah, so Judy, it was a real person. The film is kind of a mini biopic. She was a comedian and she also played accordion. She was quite popular in the 80s and 90s. She did a lot of MTV appearances. Kind of her big, breakthrough was she did this comedy special called Women of the Night on HBO, and
And
that
you
was
can find it
also
on YouTube, right? You can find the whole
Yeah.
thing, and it's still very funny. She's very funny.
Yeah, there's so many clips of her on YouTube, which were really helpful for me in both writing it and getting getting to play her, to see all her mannerisms, and she had a funny way of speaking too, so
She had a
so
great
getting
voice.
that voice down was YouTube came in clutch for that, but that Women of the Night special, Ellen DeGeneres and Paula Poundstone and a lot of amazing women came out of that special, and Judy was one of them, and she just was, like, this really dynamic performer and person, and I wrote a little film about her life, and then a lot of her stand-up, she'd reference how she was dating the Pope to get closer to God, and so Alan Tudyk plays the Pope in my film.
'Cause you saw, like, a news article that she died, right? About
Mhm.
a woman who plays accordion had died, which is so rare that accordions get headlines nowadays. I think it's
Right,
too rare. Accordions
I
need more
agree.
top brass. And
Yeah,
how long had you been playing accordion?
I think I started when I was 19 maybe?
Wow.
So, yeah,
Artists.
it's
God,
been a while now.
yeah, 3 years. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
The same age as me. Okay, don't need to laugh at that. Wow, we'll cut all of well, actually, before this, we'll cut the whole thing. So Judy Tenuta shows up. Did you know of her beforehand or just read the title and went, "I want this"? What happened?
Yeah, I had some name recognition with her, but I didn't really know who she was until I see this headline that she had passed away, and a lot of the headlines did include the fact that she was, as she called herself, the Aphrodite of the accordion. So being an accordion player, I was like, "Whoa, who is this?" But come to find out, part of why I recognized her name was because her and I actually had a shared credit. We were both voices in the same audiobook, this book called Managing Bubby. So I never met her, but we both worked on this book.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
so kismet.
I know. Yeah,
That is
so I and
crazy.
then throughout making this film, I've come to find out I've met so many people now who know her, who knew her personally, and then also people that I've known for years have been like, "Oh, I knew Judy," or I met Judy before." So I feel like our paths were like they never really fully crossed,
Mm,
but I feel like we had a lot of overlap.
was like destiny. And
Yeah, I think so.
I know in the short, which you do such an amazing job in, I love the voice, I love the Pope song, I love all of it, I wanna see the whole thing. I saw everything I could on YouTube, but we'll get there.
I will send it to you,
I
yes.
want it all. You wore a lot of outfits that were actually hers. How did you end up
Yeah.
What'd you do, a break and enter? What did you do?
Yeah. So pretty early on into writing this and having the idea to make it, I wanted to get in touch with her family and people who were connected to her to help inform the writing process and also to hopefully get their blessing. And that ended up happening. So I met Vern Payne, who was her life partner, and now he runs the Judy Tenuta Legacy, which is her foundation, and he was very gracious in allowing me to actually go to her house and walk into her
Incredible.
closet and pick out pieces to wear, and then also I wore her real used her real accordion as well, so
That's her accordion in the movie?
yeah, which was
Wow.
really special because also she would put stickers on her she had a bunch of accordions, and she'd always put stickers on them and put her name in, like, sequenced down the spine, and I just felt early on like, "Oh, man, it's gonna be hard to try to recreate this because it felt so true to her." So
Mm.
it was nice that we didn't have to, that we could just use the real thing.
trying not to get sentimental because it hurts, the spot where my heart should be, but it's so beautiful. I had it removed in 2008. It's so beautiful to be able to honor her and also make something that if someone doesn't know who Judy Tenuta is, they can still watch an incredibly entertaining movie, and you do such a good job, and I watched, the bits that I saw, I was like, this because I saw you before I saw or knew who Judy Tenuta was, so I saw your clips first and then I watched hers, but I was like, "This is like I can't see Taylor anywhere in this,"
Mm.
and then I watched it and I was like, "It's like you're like her daughter." Like, the pairing is really amazing. I'm watching her stuff and carrying that accordion now that I know it's so, um, ingrained with her energy that you sort of can't help it, like, really
Yeah.
amazing.
I mean, I think, like, stepping into costumes is always so transformative no matter
Mm,
what the project is. I mean, I definitely felt that on Resident Alien, like, being in the wig and, like, wearing the clothes,
mhm.
like, that helped me, I feel like, embrace the, like, punk spirit that Liza had.
Yeah,
But I mean, especially to wear clothes that belonged to the real person I'm playing was so helpful for me. Like, I really going back to what we were saying at the very beginning about, like, energy and spirits and whatnot, I do feel there's, like, there is an energy you can feel when you're putting on someone's clothes. So, it made
yeah.
me feel connected to her.
God, that's why I won't even wear my own underwear anymore. Too much negative energy. Get out of here.
I gotta sage the underwear.
I g put them through a spin cycle and then sage them,
Yeah.
in my apartment laundromat. People
Mhm.
love it. Um, so when you were making it, did you mention it to Alan, say, "Come play a pope"? How did you end up, strong-arming Alan Tudyk?
He's been so supportive of me as a writer and director and has has read other scripts I've written and is just a really good friend.
What a
And
nice man. What the
yeah,
hell?
he really is. And I had told him about this project and he was very supportive of it. And it didn't occur to me that he could play the Pope. Initially in my mind, I was thinking I would cast, like, a
Me.
much older actor.
Oh, actually, I take it back. Now that you've said that, I take that I'll
Yes.
take that right back.
I was trying to get you, but you were
Too
working on
young.
the American Girl doll.
Yeah, I was too busy being a Chinese toy, and saging my own underwear.
But yeah, then it did finally occur to me that he would be beyond brilliant in the role, and I asked him if he would do it, and he agreed. He said, "Hell yeah." That was his response, so
Wow!
yeah, it
Didn't
was
even
so
have to go
nice.
through his agent.
I know.
Incredible. God,
Yeah.
SAG minimums, big fan.
Yeah.
Or is he non-union?
Yeah.
So that's Judy. When we are able, I'm sure at some point it'll be somewhere accessible for people. This will come out in several months, maybe 12 years. Whenever it does come available, I will make sure to put the link in the show notes. So check the show notes
Yes,
now, and if it's
please.
not there, check back tomorrow and then the next day and keep coming back, forever.
Mhm.
But we're up to our final card. We're up to our final card. And these are sort of rapid fire
Okay.
because what I admire about you, dare I say, what I
Wow.
admire about you, A, is that you're friends with me, how lucky you must be. But the second thing is not just a model from 3, not just an actor from 5, not just a Judy Tenuta enthusiast, not just a
Oh.
creator, a director, an accordion player, a
Oh my goodness.
stalker, but you're also in a band, a punk band. It is called The 10th, is that correct?
Yes, so I was playing in a band called The 10th, which has been on an extremely long hiatus.
Okay.
So my show September 2nd in Los Angeles is my solo project, and I have a backing band for that, but it's under my name.
Oh,
So it's
so it's
2
just Taylor Blackwell.
Yeah, so it's 2 different projects, but I
Okay.
did I did have a band called The 10th that I have released music with, and that was something I started when I think I started that when I was 19, 18 or 19.
Well, 19's very
19.
formative for you.
Yeah,
Um,
accordion and a punk band.
Accordion in the tent. What's your solo project? Is it just called Taylor Blackwell presents Taylor Blackwell,
Yes.
dressed as Taylor Blackwell
Yeah.
with
Exactly.
with an
Yeah, no, it's
orchestra
just my
behind you?
name.
Wonderful. Who's the band you've got with you?
Oh, so I play with Andy Caps, who is an animator by day, bassist by night. He's
Classic.
a brilliant, talented human being and also just, like, one of the sweetest people in the world. And seriously. And then, I have 2 Seans in my band, Sean Fortier and Sean Tavella.
That's too
Sean
many
Fortier is
Seans.
guitarist, and then and yeah, when I'm texting our band chat, I have to, like, refer to them by their last name. Like, "Fortier, hey."
Sean, I'm
Uh,
mad at Sean, but please don't tell Sean, Sean.
yeah. Tavella's our drummer. And so it's the 3 of us, or the 4 of us, right now, and then for this show I have coming up, I have someone who's playing keys as well for one of the songs, and we're doing a duet, and
Wow.
yes. So that is gonna be really fun. And I will be playing keys for most of the songs, and then he's coming in to do this one song. His name's Jean-Luc Eldenwood. I hope that's actually
Did you just cast a spell on me?
that's
Jean-Luc Heldenwood, bring out the saged underwear. Okay, well,
yeah.
you're you're performing then. I'm very excited to go see it on September 2nd, um,
Wait,
in Los Angeles, which is so very cool. We're a cool place. What can I say? In regards to your art, because you made the poster for that, which is very cool. You also made a comic book, and you have your second edition out, or second, not episode. Tell me about it.
volume 5.
Volume 5. Okay,
Volume
volume 5.
6 coming soon. I hope by the time this is out, volume 6 will be available.
Taylor, by the time this is out, it will have been made into, like, 3 movies, AI will have taken over, and we'll all be dead. So, fingers crossed. And it's about you, right? It's, again, narcissism, sort of
Yeah.
coming full
It's
circle.
all about me.
It's all about
The
you. Is
songs too. It's the
God.
songs are all, like, my experiences, yeah, and then and the comic is kind of about my life, yeah.
Snake's eating its own tail here,
They say
Taylor.
write what you know, you know?
And who knows you better than you know you when all you focus on is you, which is great. What do you have in these comics? I know one's about your journey to New York, and moving
That's the
to New
most
York.
recent one, yeah.
Yes, yes, lovely. And is the whole thing just sort of chapters of your life?
No, some of them are, well, I have one I'm thinking about each one right now. One of them is, my trip to Egypt because I went to Egypt for my 25th birthday.
Okay. I was
That
in a production of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, so, pretty similar.
that was the first musical I ever saw.
Really?
Yeah, and I
With
loved
me?
it. Yes, with you.
It was my production at
Yeah.
the Illawarra Performing Arts Centre in Wollongong, Australia.
I flew
Wow.
all the way there just to see it.
So, okay, you went to Egypt, very cool. People say Egypt is not fun. I've heard mixed reviews. People are like, "The pyramid's great," but when you're trying to get to the pyramid, it's a lot of, uh, uh, panhandling and things like that.
Yeah.
Did you find that?
Yes, there are people approaching you constantly there, but it didn't ever feel unsafe. Uh,
Okay,
yeah, but there is a lot of poverty there, so there are a lot of people who will come up to you all the time, like, from the moment you step out the door. Yeah, but I loved it there, and also, like, I loved the people I met there too, both, like, people I met who were, like, tourists as well, and then also
mhm.
some local people I met. But I love the whole thing, like, I would tell anyone to go. I thought it was an amazing experience.
Okay, so go to Egypt. Go, go, go,
Yeah,
Joseph. Alright.
I would say so.
Well, based purely on your comic, that's what I will base a lot of my life decisions on now, so thank
Great,
you. And the final thing, because I wanna bring it back full circle.
please.
We spoke about ghosts, we spoke about spirituality. I wanna talk about your oracle deck.
Oh, yeah.
Taylor Blackwell, you designed your own. Is tarot different to oracle, or they're the
It
same?
it's similar. Oracle is just a less traditional, like, tarot follows suits the way that almost like a playing deck follows suits.
Mhm.
So, tarot would be like pentacles, cups, swords, and wands are the suits, and then you have like that's minor arcana. There's also major arcana, which is like the tower and the devil and like things that you would think about when you think about tarot and like tarot's perception of the media.
Of
If
course,
you
I'm
ever
always
think about tarot,
thinking about the devil and towers and swords and
yeah.
but that's just,
But an oracle deck can be like kind of anything you want it to be. It can have suits, but it can just be whatever you design it to be.
And what's yours? Tell me about yours. Do you have
Like,
one of
yeah.
yours by you?
Oh, actually, well, here's other volumes of my comic that I just
Ah,
found.
there we go. God,
Yeah,
see,
this
always
is
be
volume
selling.
1. Here's the Egypt one.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, do you see the Sphinx?
Hey,
It's
that's you in
not
Egypt.
really. Yeah, here's like another one. Let's see.
Oh,
Um I it's kind of fun having these too because I feel like my art gets better with time just as I practice more. So like I'm like much happier with like my art in this one versus like the first one.
I love it all.
Oh, thanks. I
Your art's very cool. The characters I
Here,
draw are
I'm
stick
gonna show you
figures.
my oracle deck.
All right. While she's gone, I do want people to know that on the shelf behind her, if you're just listening on YouTube, there is a doll with red hair that looks like it's gonna haunt the rest of my entire life.
Those are called Blythe dolls.
And is it, again, talking about the
It
devil.
scares my boyfriend very much.
Well, yeah, I think it's terrifying for everyone. What is its purpose, Taylor?
It's a fashion doll. People love them, I swear to you.
What do you mean it's a fashion doll? What do you mean? Like a Bratz doll?
Kind of, but, like,
Cooler?
a little bit higher art.
Higher art, higher more like higher fart, am I right? Am I right? Why do I sound like I'm smoking a pack a day right now? Why does my voice sound like that?
'Cause
Ugh,
you have this is the first time I've seen the tea in your hand this whole episode, and it isn't this
this is the
tea
whole
time.
point.
There hasn't been a lot of tea drinking, I must
That's
say.
the issue, that's the issue,
Yeah,
you're right.
that's why you're sounding raspy.
Ugh.
But this is my oracle deck. I wish I had an opened one, but I mean,
That's
I
right,
could.
that's ready to be shipped to one of your many
Yeah,
customers.
and actually I just made a sale.
Did
So,
you?
yeah, so maybe this is the one that will go out.
So what inspired you to make this oracle deck?
I love tarot, and I had started reading tarot, I think I was gonna say at 19 to stick with our theme, but
What
that's a
happened in
I
that
think
year?
I but no, I think I started reading, I think, at 18, 17 or 18.
Yeah. Definitely not 19. I was 18. Things
I
were
was 18.
different back then. I was a kid.
Well, that was the year I moved to LA when I was 18,
Oh,
so
you've gotta get
that's
into
why
tarot.
immediately.
The second you land in LA, you gotta shove a crystal somewhere. You've gotta get a bike, I think, depending on the town you live in, and you need to trust the universe. In
You gotta
fact,
steal a bike.
yeah, you can steal. Oh, yeah, you can steal a bike. In fact, while we're here,
That's the deck I use all the time.
what do you mean? This same deck?
Yes.
For those playing at home, go to YouTube. But if not, I'll just tell you the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck I pulled out of my drawer. This is the exact one you use?
When I read tarot, and that's
We
an
have
or
the same
yeah,
deck?
yes, that's my go-to deck, and I've used many decks, but that's my favorite.
This is my favorite. I've used a couple and I love this one. In fact, this is how we know each other, I tell you. It's like spiritual. Years ago, my friend Susie, who's very spiritual, she did like a tarot reading for me. And I was like, maybe I'll get into this. And I went to a spiritual shop and I looked at all the tarot decks and I was like, nothing's speaking to me. And then I spun a little bit and this was like right in the middle. And I went, this is the exact one that I want. And I've had it for
Oh,
like 20 years.
wow. I'm like, is it on my normally I have it on my bookshelf, but I brought it out into the world the other day. Yeah, no, it's elsewhere.
Well, that's why you
Uh,
can't find it. This is it, Taylor.
there
I
it is.
broke in. That's so funny that we have the
I really
same.
wanted to be like, "Hey."
I Yeah, either I stole it from your house or you're a liar or it's true and
I
it's
read tarot at a late night coffee shop for the first time recently, Like people paid me to read their cards.
Oh, I thought you were being like a very performative New York male reading a book in public with your shirt off. You're just there by yourself drinking matcha and doing tarot, but someone paid you to do it.
Yeah, there's this place called Cosmic Anti-Bar, and
Another curse.
Cosmic with a K, and
Ugh.
it's a non-alcoholic late night late night coffee shop essentially, but
Okay.
they have all sorts of things there, that you can get. It operates like a bar except there's no alcohol. It's really cool. It's super artsy. They had me come in and I had a night, and I'll probably do it again sometime soon, where I read tarot for people and I read with
Wow.
that deck.
That
And it
is
was
so
so
cool.
fun. I loved it. I can't
It's
wait to do
quite
it again.
amazing. How did they find you?
I found them 'cause I'm not really a drinker, so I had heard about this place and thought it'd be cool to check out, and I loved it, and they also are, like, open during the day too, like, as, like, a coffee shop, and
Hey,
I
you've
just
got stock in this business. It's about to The address is
Yeah.
54th.
But I got friendly with the people who run it, and I suggested this to them because 'cause I've always wanted to try. I read tarot for friends for years, but this was my first time actually getting some money for it, so that was pretty cool.
Wow! Well, 2
Yeah.
things. I hope you do it again. It sounds awesome. And 2, you have to start charging your friends. Tell,
Yeah.
call Alan, tell him you'll read his fortune and,
I read his tarot.
did you really?
I did, yeah.
Like everyone gather round, or it was like, "This is
No.
I just have to tell you that the devil is in the tower and the swords are it's gonna hurt." Did you predict the end of, Resident Alien
I was
before it
like, "I
happened?
hate to tell you the show is" and no, I did not. That'd be crazy.
That is so cool. How
Yeah, he's got
neat.
good things in his future. It was a good reading.
Alan Tudyk, the famous actor, has that's crazy. Um, his career's gonna what's this? Plummet? Well, someone else is playing Hey Hey in the live action Moana, so God knows, God knows. Very sad, by the way. Where can people find you? Where do you want the most attention? Either your home address or TikTok or Instagram. Where can people find you?
Instagram and TikTok is great.
Great.
I The musical mushroom on I think both of those things I have the same username. Definitely
Okay.
Instagram, but I'm like, "What is my TikTok username?" I think it's also the musical mushroom,
The
or
musical
just
mushroom.
search my name. And then I've been becoming a YouTuber recently.
Really? Is
Mhm.
that the musical mushroom too? Can people go to YouTube and do that?
I think it's the musical mushroom Tay because the musical mushroom was taken. I don't know who took it,
Some
but
jerk. Some jerk.
mhm. Yeah, but
And
that's just I mean, just put in my name, I think that you'll find it
we'll
easier
find you.
that way. Yeah.
What are you posting on YouTube? What can people go to your YouTube and expect?
I've been vlogging
Have you?
for the
Wow.
first time ever about my travels.
It's the comic, but life. It's
Mhm.
a filmed comic version. I like it.
I have a behind the scenes of Resident Alien, like, going to Vancouver video.
Oh, a whole vlog. Well,
Mhm.
thank God we plugged that after I asked you all the
Yeah.
questions about Resident Alien, so people didn't quit 20 minutes in and go, I'll watch the movie. I don't wanna read the book."
And then I've had some travel, like, a good amount of traveling this year, so, like, I went to Japan for the first time, so I made a bunch of videos while I was there, so you can watch those on
Okay.
my YouTube channel.
The musical mushroom Tay, people can come and watch your travel vlogs. I can't
Yeah.
and for every single breath Taylor's taken on any set, you can go to TikTok because it is there. She's got it all. You can find it. Um,
Oh god.
Now, final question that I ask every single guest,
Uh,
every guest. I was on 12 episodes of his show. I want him to be on just one of mine. Do you have Conan O'Brien's home phone number?
I do not,
Son of a
but I've
bitch!
I've seen him in person a lot, like, out in the world.
I've seen him in person a lot. when I worked with him. I should have got his
When
number
did you
back
work
then.
with Conan?
I worked
On
with Conan when I first moved to Los Angeles. I worked
on
with
his show?
yeah, I was in, like, 12 sketches while on his show, like,
Nice.
at one
That's
point,
cool.
he, like, screamed at me and yelled at me and flushed my head in a toilet and threw me in a locker and stuff, and I tell you, standing next to that man, which I'll bring up when he's on the show, but there's an episode of The Simpsons where I think Bart is a baby and he's in a crib, and a clown is at the top of the crib, and it sort of bends over him and gives him nightmares. That's what it's like talking to Conan. He just is so tall. It is like he bends down to sort of pay attention to you, and you just sort of duck, cower away. Yeah, it's almost like when the at the end of the Universal Studios ride when the T-Rex appears and you sort of drop. That's the experience of talking to Conan O'Brien, but a lovely
Oh,
man
I wish
nonetheless.
I did. I wish I had his number, I'm sorry.
God, well, next time you see him, you chase him down and go,
And Lord knows I will.
"You find him."
He's around.
God, he loves New York.
I've seen him in LA. I
Just
actually
walking around LA?
I haven't had a run-in with him here yet, but in New York, but I've in LA on multiple occasions.
Okay, well,
Or Conan.
stop him in the street next time and
I
get his number
will.
for me.
I will. For you,
Taylor,
anything.
God, even being on a podcast, I appreciate it. Well, thank you so much for being here. I adore you, and I learned almost too much about you.
Same.
God.
Adore you.
I know
Thank
yeah,
you for
well,
having
of
me.
course, again, for those just listening, that adore you was pressured by me. Okay, have a good cup of tea.
Oh, Taylor, she's a superstar. She's incredibly talented, and we should all Venmo her $500. At least that's what her tarot cards told me to do. And who am I to argue with the fates? Now it's time for me to spill a little tea of my own, and it's why I'm doing this very show. It's for one reason and one reason only. Because I want attention. Because the more attention I get and the show gets, the sooner I can make my living exclusively off my creative pursuits, instead of my soul-sucking day job that makes me want to swallow wet cement. But you don't have to give me money or anything. I mean, I'm not going to stop you. I accept cash and credit cards. But all you need to do is rate and review the show on iTunes. And please follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Tea with Leigh Pod. And if you love the show, share it with someone you love. And if you hate the show, share it with someone you hate. I'd gladly be their 13th reason. But if you have any questions, comments, or an endless slew of compliments for me, please email your own tea and maybe have it be read out on a future episode by sending a little message to teawithleigh@gmail.com. And how bad is my memory? I had to read that off the piece of paper. Because for the first season of Tea with Leigh, I was saying the wrong email address. Anyway, Tea with Leigh is hosted by me, Leigh Joel Scott. The show is produced by Shannon Ryan in association with Famous Actor Productions. Theme song and additional music by Eric Groisman at Loveboat Sound. The show is edited by McCall Joy Colico and audio engineered by Alexander Reze, with logo and additional graphics by Karen Yang, the frightening and terrible. I think that's her full name, too. And with that, good night and good tea.